Hey y'all, welcome to Other Realm Studio. I'm Paula, and this is the new page 1, since I'm going to be starting off my new comic with bonus material. And I've gotten the flats completed on it. A little bit of gradations going on, and I filled in all my white specks, except possibly for that one, since I just mentioned it. That works. Maybe a little lighter than that. Okay. So I worked on this earlier today, and I put some texture on the mountains. Did like these big blocks of granite coming out. Along the mountainsides, and I think I'm about done with this interior scene inside the window, so I just need to do the shading on this, and then I can send it on to be lettered. Yeah, I'm running just a little bit late tonight. Whoop. But I got all kinds of stuff done today. So when we work with our shading, we use our light grayish set. Make sure we're on the right panel, and add a new layer. Wait a minute. Where'd my new layer even go? Okay, there it is. And set it to multiply. So I want to start up here on this fortress because it could really benefit from some shading. So I'm going to use a nice warm tone on the wood of the roof, and okay, so that's going to have more of a red tone, and then the stone is going to have a bluer tone. So let's see. Today was interesting. On the campaign, over $700 on the Kickstarter. So I'm really excited about that. This means that I'm going to be able to do a lot more. I'm going to get the Gemini mailers, Gemini comic mailers for the international and retailer tiers. And I'll probably have some left over for the regular ones as well. But yeah, I just need to price those. And so that way it'll make sure that the comics arrive in good shape. Nothing will get crushed or maimed in shipping, which I hate it when that happens. Shipping used to be my job, so I know what it's like. Let's see. How much of this can I get away with just using the little bucket fill? That's got a little bit of an Escher thing going on there, so I need to erase. Whoa! Oh yeah, I was lightening up some large areas with the eraser earlier, just trying out some different values to the colors. Okay, there. Now it's getting to be a lot easier to tell what shape this stuff is. And all the little crenellations. I've probably put the accent on the wrong part of that word. That's okay. So I finally figured out how to do the Restream chat. So even though I'm streaming on 3 platforms simultaneously, I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on my personal Facebook Live account. Even though I'm in all those different places, I don't have to watch 3 different sites for the chat. It should all come up on the Restream chat. So I'm excited about that. I was trying to watch them on several different devices, and it wasn't working out very well. So I really like the crack effect over here in the decoration subtool in artificial scene, down about 3, and you get the crack effect. And you can select what color you want that to show up in. So here I have it showing up in a darker gray and in a lighter gray. And as it turns out, it doesn't just make like plaster cracks in walls, but it also makes a very believable vein of rock. And you go to the mountains and it's not just everything's these giant green hills. You have outcroppings of rock. So probably putting the texture on the flatting layer is not the usual thing to do. It may not be advisable. But that's what I was thinking of while I was doing that layer, so there it is. Let's see, these are going to cast more shadow. Into the corners and on the floor. So the Kickstarter is almost out of time, and you know, Kickstarter doesn't have this thing where you can extend your campaign. So, how far should I have this out from here? So it's going to end in, I think, 5 days. It'll end at 8 a.m. on May 2nd. Which is kind of a weird time, and I'm sorry about that. But that's just kind of how it ended up. I started the campaign at 8 a.m. and that's when it's going to end. Let's see, is this going to cast the shadow this far or just this far? I guess it depends on how late in the day it is. I guess it's not that far in the afternoon. I can adjust it to make some longer shadows later if I need to. And I need to go up here under the roof line. Got a couple more small spots. Oh yeah, and right here in the wall, or in the entryway. Is it going to be the whole entryway? Possibly. Okay, and this whole side's going to be darker. So the shadows are very important because it anchors the elements in place and it gives them more dimension and definition. So let's see. Okay, see this right here, Mia had already put in a bit of a shadow here, so that's why I was thinking that all the shadows were going to be cast to this side. So she's already got a good bit of that started. Now, this is going to look like this right here, I think. Maybe a little less shadow than that. So yeah, today I need to, well no, not today. Today's about over. But tomorrow I may well start ordering packing materials. Let's see. Actually, I don't think I need to shade this one. Maybe just a little. No, probably not. Okay, so we'll hit a little bit more of the grass in the corners and near the bottom. It's a little bit more near the base of the castle. I know I just erased some near the base right here, but I'm putting it back. Now I'll just add some texture to the leaves of these bushes over here on the side. So So one of the things that I'll be doing in this stage is going over all these evergreens, pine of some sort, and brushing in some texture to most of them. In here I wanted to do like torchlight inside each of these, but I think I would be coming back with the highlight. See, I don't think I'd be using blue. I think I would be using orange for the shade of the area that's outside the immediate torchlight. Because I did want some depth and width to this hallway. Oh yeah, and I want the side of the drawbridge. And a little bit of texture drawn in along the planks. I mean, it's probably too much detail. I don't know, it's probably not going to show up in the printed comic, but it's in here. And I might not have as much to redo, one day when I get all the issues printed, and then I'll want to come out with a graphic novel edition, and I'll just compile everything and add even more bonus art, and I'll have it printed on nicer paper, something archival quality, unlike newsprint, which is what my individual issues will be printed on. But yeah, someday I'll do like the graphic novel of it, and the paper will be more slick and would probably hold a lot more detail, like the grains of wood in the drawbridge and stuff. Okay. Well, let's hit some roofs. And this will just warm up the colors in the village a lot more. Yeah, this color goes really good with the light yellow that I have for the plaster. It's probably not technically plaster. There's probably another word. Let's put this down here. I'm just going to hit under the eaves and on, I guess, the east side of the houses. So I will see how quickly I can get things done. So there's a lot more steps that I could go through for this bottom panel down here, but I like how it's turned out, and it doesn't need to have too much detail to it, I don't think. So the lattice is slightly transparent, so I may need to go over it with a darker color. It won't be transparent if it's black. But I lightened up the black and, well, all the colors inside here, and I did some overlays for the light hitting the window, and I also did a gradient overlay for the light coming from the fireplace. So it's a good bit lighter coming through here. And let me zoom out of this one. So this is going to be page 1, and I need to, and the castle's looking good here. Well, fortress. It's already starting to shape up. This is going to be the new page 1. There's going to be a little bit of dialogue here. Here's page 2. See, I've improved the transitions. So we're going from our overall view and narrowing in on this conversation and continuing it. And this was a much needed transition page. And I've changed all the names of all these so that they can be listed in order. And one of the things here, I still haven't gotten and fixed this last little bit. But this is going to be a spread. Hang on. Stick that in there. Alright, so the idea behind this is the similarity. This is going to be the 2-page spread here. So the similarity between the fire over here and the explosion in Jim's dream, and also the similarity between entering the portal here and coming out here. And also playing up the contrast between the horizontal lines and the vertical. And you'll notice that there are each 3 panels. But I think these two work together well, so I'm glad that these will be a spread. This is the kind of thing that was important to me. And it still is. Let me grab it and put it back where it belongs. Right through here. And then this one, I'm going to save this one for last to color it because it's another silent page. And then we have this one and the final for the prologue. This is just 8 pages to start off the comic, and then you get 20 pages of what's going on with Becca once she's, you know, about 15 years past this. About 20 years past this. Okay, zoom back in here again to the village. And start back with the pen. So not only am I going to do the edges of the roofs and the wood, but I'm also going to pick a nice color to go on the sides of the houses. So we've already got this kind of very pale, like vanilla ice cream color going on. So I might go with an orange. I don't really like using the yellow for shading because it tends green. Look at that. That's yellow. I mean, I can see where it's going to shade the yellow, or this side, but it's also going to blend in with the grass an awful lot. So I might come back to more of this brownish color. Yeah, I think that's going to work. And then to shade the grass, I might end up using the yellow color. So, let's see. Actually, I don't really think that this whole wall needs to be shaded. And just go under the eaves on this one and erase where I had it before along this side. And then these are partway in the trees here. So that's going to cause them to be more shaded. I'm kind of wondering why there's a bunch of little artifacts on these. What's up with that? And for the stone foundations, we'll go with a lighter color. Then for the fortress, let's see, undo that. There, we'll just have to draw in that one. It started to overstep its boundaries. So the sooner I get this one done, the better. This one and the new page 3, because there's dialogue here as well. And then I'll be able to ship these out to Wes, and he can do the lettering. So he'll have a couple of days to do that while the campaign finishes up. And I'll finish up the page 6 that has... Alright, I'm tired. Been nothing but run, run, run all day. So I'm hoping that I can get the files sent by May 2nd. Like, close the campaign in the morning and ship out the files in the afternoon. That would be perfect. The sooner really the better for shipping out the files, so that I can be guaranteed a spot on the printing schedule. So So I was looking at Alterna's site, and they have, let me look at this again. I think I started using 2 shades of blue. So So I was looking at their printing schedule, and the last I saw, it was updated on, I think, the 8th of this month. And there was still one slot left for May, and a couple in the rest of the months leading up to August. And so I was really kind of surprised, because when Peter Samedi announced that this is what he was going to do, and he's going to offer the printing services, well, the printer partnership program, so that more creators can get their work printed, at a very reasonable price, and on the classic newsprint. And it cuts down on shipping because the books are lighter. It cuts down on the time it takes to produce them. Well, if you piggyback onto his program, it does. Which is what the partnership program is. And the I lost my train of thought. What did I already say? So yeah, you get the newsprint, you get, lighter packaging, or, well, lighter bundles of books, because the books themselves are a lot lighter. It's less expensive, and by going through him, you can still get as low as a 500 copy print run, which is pretty decent. It's kind of hard to go with a print on demand service and afford 500 copies. I mean, believe me, I've looked. So, I mean, I'd already put a lot into the first issue of Soulbound, and with there being 10 issues planned, because I can't get the story any smaller. I did try. But it's just a big epic fantasy story. There's a whole world to explore in it, and it needs its 10 issues. It's just expensive to produce 10 issues of a thing. So yeah, that was why I was really excited about the printer partnership program, and I was just very surprised. Oh, hey Madonna, how you doing? Yep, I'm in here just adding shadows and depth. Getting my old village to look three-dimensional. So, yeah, I was just really surprised that he still had slots open for the rest of the year. I thought when he came out with that, he was going to be booked, and that I wouldn't be able to get my comic printed through him for a while yet. But that wasn't the case. Apparently, I'm not the only one who takes forever to get a comic ready to go. And, it's a lot of work up front. But mine, I'd already done all the work up front that I could. Oh, that's good. Yeah, my brother-in-law James compared me to Bob Ross. I don't think I have the hair for it, though. I'll just put a happy little shadow. There's a lot of trees. I don't know if they're happy trees. So I was going to make this one a little bit shorter. Well, it's a little late to make it a shorter stream tonight, because it's already 10 and I gotta go. But I think I got a good ways on it. These little artifacts here are bothering me, though. I'm just going to pop back in here and fix those. Everybody loves Bob Ross. There are worse people to be compared to. I think what's funny is that so many people are out there advertising aggressively, what they do, and trying to gain popularity through controversy or conflict. But the best loved people that have ever been on TV are people like Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. I think we could use a few more. Just somebody needs to start being calm again. But, a lot of people enjoy watching art streams because it is very calming. I get the appeal of the adult coloring books. You just open up your page of line art and color on it. Let's see. Let's get our little extra windows up here. Our little dormer windows. Which my dad calls these dog houses. Little dog houses on top. Okay, this is going to have a little more shadow cast on it from the other side of the roof. So I decided this one's going to be the N. So we've got the fireplace on the right side, and it's the biggest, so it's going to have room for guests. And it's a different shape than the others. So it draws attention to itself a little more. Which is going to be important because there's going to be some dialogue, like pointing to that one, I think. It depends on what the letterer wants to do. So I will defer to his expertise in how much lettering can go in what spot. I tried to do this and it didn't work out that well. See, all I really know about formatting really is what I learned in college, which was just make it clear, and also MLA formatting, which is the stupidest thing on earth. I was so happy when I graduated and I didn't have to do MLA formatting for papers anymore. And now, guess what my son's starting on in his schoolwork? And I have to explain it to him. Yeah, if he doesn't do it this way, it'll look like he's plagiarized. And we cannot be doing that. So that's fun. For a value of fun. All right, let me darken up some of these. I don't really want to leave a category and go on to bed, even though it really is time. But I don't want to think, oh, well, I finished all these houses and have one left over. So I just need to look down here and check. Make sure I've hit the shading on all of them. Which I can already see some spots that I missed. So it's a good thing I'm checking again. Okay, I think I can hit these roofs and be just about done. Okay, going to fit the screen. There. Yeah, I think they look a lot better now. They have dimension and depth. This one up here needs a little bit more shading. But yeah, you can see that the sun is coming from right about this area, beaming aggressively across. Well, maybe not aggressively, but still. Let's zoom. Come on. Zoom in properly. Here it goes. Okay. Just make sure that's filled in. So it looks complete. I still need to go back and shade in the trees and have the houses cast shadows on the ground. If they don't cast shadows on the ground, then they're going to look like vampire houses or something. So that looks a lot better. So with the ground being uneven, the shadows that the houses cast don't have to be all that even. Let's see, but they do kind of have to match the shape of the house. Let's see, I did have a shadow started on this one. And I'm also going to have to change to blue where it hits the road. Oh, and I forgot the chimney. It doesn't poke up that much further than the roof. And I am kind of eyeballing it. Now, since I'm using this color, maybe I can get away with using it in the shadow. Maybe not. That looks so, it looks too green. Okay, that works. This already looks pretty dark back behind these. I need to pull it back a little further still. So if I can just see. So I was wondering what kind of effect I should be using. Whoops, let's undo that. What kind of effect I should be using for the sky on page 3. Because I do have a little bit of atmospheric color going on. Where I start to warm up the sky to an unnatural shade. If you've seen some of my preview work on Becca's part of the story, you might notice that where she's crashing the car, the sky starts turning very weird and orangey. And things get a little bit abstract looking. So I really wanted to do a similar effect for page 3 on this part of the story. Let's see. Oh, undo that. Yeah, occasionally the shadows they tend to overtake things when the values are too close. Okay. We'll back out of this one. Alright, now the houses are anchored. Except for this one. How did I miss this one? So I did. Alright, just finish up this house, and that's going to be it for the night. Oh, the shadow of this house. And thank you for watching along, keeping me company. The Kickstarter's going really well. I hope I get more readers though, because more readers is always a good thing. And I hope when everyone gets their story that they really love it and that it surpasses all their expectations. And that they have as much fun reading it as I've had writing it. And thank you so much. Good night, and I'll see you in the other realm.